I'm also live on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Hey, Instagram. So, hi, I'm Dr. Tamu of Coaching by Tamu, and I co create with women leaders in entrepreneurship and in the corporate space to, build large brands and create organizational effectiveness. But we're here to really discuss entrepreneurship today. And if you were with me, oh, I didn't post it on Instagram Live, but I think I put a story about, it's time for me to kind of reposition my customer base. Like, I need to reassess who my customer is. But today, I'm going to be talking specifically about customers that I can leverage for or help them, and they can provide passive income, right? So, but this can work for you if you are, let me see, if you are in business and you're thinking that your current customer base, maybe you've outgrown your current customer base. Hey, learner scan. Yeah. Maybe if you want to move into more passive income streams, if you don't know, I had an online school in 2012, way before online schools were a thing. I say that because I see Learn SKN on here on Instagram. And let's say that maybe you're trying to reposition yourself into a new market, attract new customers, and you have so many thoughts going on in your mind. Now, let's talk about why this might be relevant or important. Now, as you grow in business, everything changes. So you're not static. Your marketplace isn't static. Your customers are not static. And so there comes a time of misalignment. Or perhaps your goals have shifted. It could just be that, right? And so you now want to reach other customers. But the problem is you don't really know these customers. You don't know enough about them to really profile them or provide a customer archetype for them. And so if you are at this stage where you're feeling that maybe you're plateauing, maybe you don't have enough traction right now, maybe you've outgrown what you were doing before. So, an example, I used to do so much one on one coaching and workshops. That's how Coaching by Tamu started, with a lot of workshops. I used to do workshops that was pre COVID. So, like 2019. Yes, 2019, I did a workshop live every month, and those were filled. And I did a lot of online coaching, hourly coaching, that sort of thing, right? But now I rarely do coaching because I've transitioned. My strategy has changed. When I do coaching, it's group coaching. If it's one on one coaching, I only coach with people that have come through the Coaching by Tamu ecosystem. So it means that you've you're an alum of maybe Level Up Ladies, right? Maybe you're an alum of Jumpstart Your Business, which I no longer do face to face. But if you're an alum of that cohort, maybe you are someone who came. I have some people that came to every Coaching by Tama workshop. They didn't even care what the content the content was about, right? So, but now I don't do those one-on-one indiscriminate coaching, etc., because I've shifted. But now, with me, what I considering is I need more passive income. Hey, Sassy V. Hey, Veronica. I need more passive income. It's one of the things in my milestones, right, for the year. So I have some revenue goals around my passive income, but I'm speaking specifically today of passive income for digital products. Now, I'm also doing more passive income when it comes to licensing and so on, but today we're going to talk about uh digital products. So I want you to consider what might you want to shift to, and do you know that customer base? So you maybe see Sassy be on here, one of my loyal coaching by Tamil people from day one. And maybe I'm just showing you this. This isn't the current milestone that I'm doing, but this is my milestone planner in my journal. But maybe Sassy says, you know what? I want to service a more boutique type of client. I no longer want to do pop-ups and expos, etc. I just want to pivot to supplying retailers. So she just wants stockists. Now, before, maybe she's not focusing on stockists, right? She's focused on the one-on-one client, that client that comes up at the expo, that client who purchases in her DMs, etc. But no, she said, nah, I want to shift out, right? I want to shift out. Hey, Dendra girl, how you doing? Dendra was one of my entrepreneurships. Is entrepreneurship, Dendra? Students way back. I don't even remember entrepreneurship or business. And I had a line called Voluptuous, and she made my first pieces for my line. Anyway, I digress. So, in order for you to kind of pivot what you're doing and align what you're doing now with where you want to go, and to understand the customer that you want to serve that you don't understand as well because you have not been serving that customer, right? But now it's time for you to pivot. So I'm actually going to walk through, this is my own sheet, right? This is a customer insight and validation task checklist. So this is my own worksheet that I created. Now, I've used this worksheet for my AI company that I'm building. So it's important to understand the customer, what they want, the kind of features they want. So if you're into tech and you're really trying to hone down on your customer profile, this is also good. So let me use myself as an example, or if somebody wants to be used as an example, let me know. Veronica, you want me to use you as an example? Let me know in the chat, or you could join as well. Or if not, I'll use myself as an example. I can pick on Veronica because she's like a coaching by Tamil person. She doesn't mind. All right. So on this customer insight and validation checklist, so it's like a worksheet. It walks me through, let's see, actually 10 key steps. So page 1, 5, page 2, the other 5. And so here are the things that I'm going to go through when I'm looking at some new customers. So I'm going to use Coaching by Tamu. And now I want to figure out who are the types of people that would buy my online stuff, right? So I have courses, resources, all kind of things online on Gumroad and on the PayHip store and on my website, tamobrown.com, and they lead to those other sites. So the first thing on my checklist is, how many persons are you going to gather insight from, so that what is your sample size, right? Because if you only gather insight from 4 people, 5 people, 10 people, that probably is insufficient to give you a general idea. You cannot extrapolate that to the general population or the general customer. And where are you going to find these people? Now, let's say if I want to move into a new market or serve new customers, then I need to ask my old customers necessarily how they would want to engage with me in terms of online courses, webinars, etc. They are unlikely to do so because they've already had the benefit of live Dr. Tamu, and they like that, right? So even if it's online, they like me to be live. So they're unlikely to be a customer of just digital products. So where am I going to go? Well, you know where I'm going to go? One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to move more on threads. Why? Because I'm repositioning my market for digital products and passive income around digital products to the North American and Canadian market. And the question you might say is, well, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I'm doing that because I know that Caribbean people have been in this game real long. I know that Caribbean people do not like digital content, right? That they have to learn from. They like live story, or even if it's digital, they like it to be live with them in the moment. Now, North American consumers, they are accustomed and conditioned to digital content. So, where could I find a new customer base that has more North American um, clients or customers, potential customers online? And right now, for me, that is threads. Now, my Instagram and my Facebook, those are already filled up with Caribbean consumers. And so the algorithm will continue to serve to Caribbean consumers. So, that make no sense go upon this. So, you understand what I say? So, I gone over on threads where the people that like and follow me are, and I'm not active on threads, so this is new, right? But the people that do like, comment, etc., they are in the North American space. So this is a good testing ground. So where are you going to go? You can't go where the old be. You got to go where the new be, or where you wish to be, right? And then and of course, the task sheet has, your little boxes to make your notes and whatever. So Threads is one place. Another reason I'm going to Threads as well is because when I had one product on my PayHip store, one beer. Okay, as of 2 weeks ago. I have more on my website, right? That now lead to PayHip. But I had one beer product. And when I looked at people that were searching, like my PayHip store, and even mm, today I looked at the analytics for last month. Mind you, I just put up maybe like 12 more products and so on. They all, the analytics say, other than the direct links from like my um, WhatsApp, etc., everybody that's searching in my store is from North America. So that validates my point. And then, when you're trying to engage and understand this new customer for this new thing that you want to do, what are you going to ask of them? Right? What you're going to ask them? What it is you want to find out? So is it that you want to find out what do they prefer? Like me, because I'm still looking at digital products. What is it that they prefer? But you can ask questions, by the way, okay? What is it that they prefer? Is it that they prefer webinars? Is it that they prefer digital content, but they want the ability to engage with you for a particular time? So, like a hybrid. So, what are you asking? So, you need to be able to ask the questions that are in alignment with the goals. You want to find out, well, where do they buy digital products in my case, right? Or in your case, where do they consume what you're trying to sell? Why do they consume it? What's the price point they prefer? How do they prefer it delivered? Do they need a customer service aspect, right? So all of these things might be questions that you may have, right? So you want to figure out how are you going to engage. Now, you can engage using your polls, etc. You can invite, especially if you're going higher tickets, like if you're doing higher tickets things, like I have programs over $1,000 and more US, that is, right? Um, then you might want to invite them to a 30-minute call. I've done that. I do that to close leads, but I also do that to understand your customers. So you might want to invite people to have a quick conversation with you, or to join live, or to comment on a post. All of these things are data, all of these things are insights. And then, but if it's a lower ticket item, I would not do do the one-on-one. I wouldn't do it, right? Because the return on investment is not particularly high there, and your time is, important. So, you know, and then once you've gathered this information, you want to figure out some of the themes. So, like when we're doing research, we talk about themes. What are some of the things that keep coming up, especially things that are surprising you? All right. So, you want to highlight the main insights that you found. Then the next thing is, okay, now you find out some things. Great. But what are you going to do about it? Because what you ascertain or the insights that you ascertain, the purpose of gathering the insights is to now tweak your strategy in alignment with the insights that you have gained. Okay. So some tangible things. So does it mean, like, let's say that they said, because I've had some customers last week telling me, Caribbean particularly, not my ideal archetype, right? Moving to the North American space. But I've had clients that have said, I would love to do the online workshops. They're on demand. So you just click watch. But if I have questions, what do I do? So now that's an insight for me. So maybe I need a FAQ bank. Maybe I need an AI agent, which I'm training some AI agents soon in order to answer some of these questions that persons may have after engaging with the content. So that's an insight, but it hasn't reoccurred often enough for me to say, well, I definitely need to implement that, right? And then how are you measuring? Like, how will you keep track if this modification or strategy or tactic is working, and what is going to be the determinant of whether you keep it or you throw it away? So maybe I might say, okay, let me do an AI agent. Like, so, okay, so you have a little bot, you take the courses, you have a bot, and you could engage with the bot that, you train it to sound a little bit like Dr. Tamuan, whatever. And will that work? Right? And at what do I abandon that? Or maybe I need to do more customer insight. Okay. And then the question is, do I do all of the changes at once from the insights? Probably not. It's probably better, but it depends on the insights that you gain. But it might be better for you to do one modification of your strategy at a time so that you can track. And then you want to ascertain over what time period will you determine if you have gained enough insight and you have tested your insight or validated your insight in the market. So I don't like to be on here long. So that's my spiel of the day. So let's recap. If you're plateauing, is okay. Even if you're not plateauing, but you feel like you've outgrown your past customer base, that's also okay. But in order to move to your new customer base, you're going to need to dig down and learn a little more about that customer base. And so then the question is, well, how will I do that? And so we just went through some steps, and you can find these on the customer insight and validation worksheet. I'll put a link on wherever this appears. I'll put a link to where you can download it. I think it's like 2.99 US or something like that. All right. And if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll see you. Bye. It's been great.